Chapter 9. The Gupta Dynasty. A quick glance. The Gupta Dynasty. Achievements of the Gupta rulers. Golden Age of the Guptas. Downfall of the Gupta Empire. After the decline of the Maurya dynasty, many small kingdoms emerged and declared themselves independent. In the northern India, Kushanas rose to power, whereas in the south, Satavahanas rose to power for some time. But only one empire rose to be as powerful as the Mauryan Empire, the Gupta Empire. The Gupta dynasty period is very significant in the Indian history. It is also called the Golden Age due to the progress made in all the fields. Sanskrit literature such as Puranas, epics and different works on mathematics, astronomy and medicine give valuable information about the Gupta dynasty. Inscriptions and coins throw light upon this dynasty. Chinese monks who visited India to know more about Buddha and his life have given elaborate information about the social and political conditions of the era. The Gupta dynasty. In the 4th century CE, the Gupta dynasty came into existence. It was started by Sri Gupta and he ruled over a small kingdom in the present-day state of Bihar. One of his successors, Ghatotkacha Gupta, further expanded the kingdom, which spread over parts of northern and central India. Under the rule of his successor, Chandragupta I, the kingdom became powerful and rose to prominence. The capital of this empire was at Patliputra. The Guptas ruled for more than 200 years. Under the Guptas, India grew immensely in the political, religious, economic, social, art and literary areas. This enriched Indian heritage and brought glory to the nation. Chandragupta I, 320 to 335 CE. Chandragupta I was the most significant ruler of Magadha. He was the first ruler of the Gupta dynasty. As per the inscriptions found, he was the first Gupta king who adopted the grand title of Maharajadhiraj, which means the King of Kings. Such titles later on signified imperial power and status. The importance and prominence of Magadha, which had lost importance during the Kushana period, was revived during his reign. Chandragupta I married a Lichavi princess, Kumara Devi, and got Patliputra as a part of his dowry. Kumara Devi is depicted on a coin along with the king. This proves the importance given to her by the king. He expanded his empire from Magadha to Prayag and Saket. Samudragupta 335 to 375 CE. Samudragupta was the illustrious son of Chandragupta I. He was a conqueror and it is said that he never experienced defeat in his life. The Allahabad pillar inscription, which is known as Prayag Prashasti, clearly proves this fact. His kingdom extended from the Himalayas in the north to the river Narmada and Chambal in the south, and from the river Brahmaputra in the east to river Yamuna in the west. For his valor and impressive string of conquest, he is known as the Napoleon of India, which was a nickname given to him by the British historian Vincent Smith. The coins issued during his reign had high content of gold and reflected excellence of craftsmanship. The most significant source of information regarding Samudragupta is the Prayag of Gupta. Prashasti is a Sanskrit word which means in praise of. It is engraved on the pillar in Allahabad. It was composed in Sanskrit by his court poet named Harisena. He has written these accounts in which he has listed the achievements of the king and praised him. It also provides information regarding the victories of the king on the other kingdoms. The Prashasti inform us regarding the following things. Samudragupta defeated the 9 rulers of Aryavrata, after which all of their territories were brought under his control. Samudragupta defeated the 12 rulers of Dakshinapatha, but he allowed them to rule again. They agreed to pay him annual tributes. The kingdoms of Assam, Bengal, and other Ghana Sanghas paid tribute to him in various capacities. The rulers of Sri Lanka and the descendants of Sakas and Kushanas submitted to his authority and established matrimonial alliances with him. After all these conquests, he assumed the title of Maharajadiraj. Snippet. Samudragupta was known as the King of Kings because he politically unified India and brought it under one power. Samudragupta ruled over his empire from his capital Patliputra. To celebrate his victories, he performed the horse sacrifice Ashwamedha Yajna. Samudragupta had rare qualities of head and heart. He was a poet and musician of repute. He is depicted on his coins playing the veena. Being a scholar himself, there were many learned scholars in his court. He patronized prominent Sanskrit scholars like Harisena and appointed him as his court poet to promote Sanskrit. Although he was a staunch follower of Hinduism, he was tolerant towards other religions. He also patronized Buddhist scholars. He was very kind towards his people. He helped the poor, the aged, and the helpless. This is why he was worshipped by his subjects. Chandragupta II, 375 CE to 415 CE. Chandragupta II succeeded his father Samudragupta to the throne. He was a wise ruler. He entered into marriage alliances in order to enlarge his kingdom and increase his power. He gave his daughter in marriage to the Vakataka king of the Deccan. This alliance helped him to crush the power of the Sakas. As a result of this victory, the provinces of Malwa, Gujarat, and Kathiawar came under the control of Chandragupta II. This victory also gave him the control over the main seaports located on the western coast. Then he defeated the Bengal chiefdoms and extended his control from the western coast till the eastern coast. This made overseas trade possible for the Gupta dynasty. He shifted his capital to Ujjain. After this, he assumed the title of Vikramaditya. The Mehrauli iron pillar near Qutub Minar in Delhi was built during the reign of Chandragupta II. The Sanskrit inscription on the pillar states that he suppressed the rebellious chiefs of Bengal. He also brought the whole of Punjab under his control. Thus, he had the vast empire of North India under his control. Like his father, Chandragupta II was a great patron of art and literature. His court was adorned with Navratnas, 9 gems. Kalidas, the great Sanskrit scholar, was one of those 9 gems. He was a pious ruler and a devout follower of Vishnu. Chandragupta II was succeeded by Kumar Gupta. He enhanced his authority by performing Ashwamedha Yajna. He was succeeded by Skanda Gupta, who resisted and successfully controlled the attack of the Huns. The successors of Skanda Gupta were weak and inefficient. The Golden Age of the Guptas. The age of the Guptas is known as the Golden Age of ancient Indian history. The Guptas were great warriors and able generals. They extended their empire by their extensive conquest. They also drove out foreigners from India. Thus, the Gupta age saw the establishment of a national rule in the country. The people lived in great comfort and happiness. Agriculture, trade, and industry flourished during this period. India developed commercial and cultural relations with the Western world. China, Ceylon, present-day Sri Lanka, and the East Indies were such countries. Foreign trade was largely done from the parts of Tamralipti, present-day Tamluk, West Bengal, and Sopara. The Indian traders made frequent journeys to far-off lands and brought a lot of wealth to the country. The rulers issued gold and silver coins, which were used as the medium of exchange. Religious tolerance. It was a period of glory for the Hindu religion. Many Hindu temples were built during this period. The Gupta kings performed sacrifices as they were the followers of Hinduism. But the Guptas, like the Mauryas, had a secular outlook. They were tolerant towards the Buddhists and Jains. Samudragupta allowed the Ceylonese Buddhists to build a vihara monastery at Bodh Gaya. Moreover, some of the rulers appointed men of other sects to high offices in their states. Architecture and sculpture. Fine arts reached the highest state of perfection. The stone temple of Deoghar in Jhansi district, Chitragupta temple at Kanchipuram, and the brick temple at Bhetargaon in Kanpur district are fine examples of Gupta architecture. Other examples include the stone sculptures of Buddha at Sarnath. The beautiful paintings on the walls of Ajanta caves near Aurangabad in Maharashtra show that the art of painting was fully developed. Besides, Ellora caves near Nasik are famous for Buddhist shrines. Literature. The Gupta period is particularly renowned for advancement in literature. There was a great progress in the Sanskrit literature. Kalidasa, the famous dramatist and poet, lived in this age. His drama, Abhijanana Shakuntalam, is famous all over the world. He also wrote beautiful poems such as Meghadutam, Ritu Samhara, Raghuvamsha, and Kumar Sambhava. Other great dramatists of this period were Shudraka, the writer of Mrichakatikam, and Vishakha Datta, the author of Mudra Rakshasa. It was during this period that Sanskrit grammar Ashtadhyayi was composed by Panini, and Panchatantra, a collection of fables, was compiled by Pandit Vishnu Sharma. The Puranas were compiled and given a final shape with stories about different gods and goddesses like Shiva, Parvati, Vishnu, Durga, etc. Ramayana and Mahabharata were also revised and rewritten during this period. Science. Great progress was also made in the fields of astronomy, mathematics, and astrology. Aryabhatta and Varaha Mihira were famous mathematicians and astronomers. Aryabhatta wrote Surya Siddhanta and Varaha Mihira wrote Pancha Siddhantika, 5 schools of astronomy. Aryabhatta was the first astronomer to discover that the earth rotates around the sun. It was in this age that the Indians invented zero and decimal notation in arithmetic. Education. The Guptas gave liberal grants to educational institutions and encouraged learning. Nalanda University in Bihar was founded by Kumaragupta in the 5th century CE. It became an international center of learning during the reign of Harshavardhana. Downfall of the Gupta Empire. The Gupta Empire declined and completely disappeared by the middle of 6th century CE. These were the main causes of its downfall. The successors of Chandragupta II were weak and inefficient. The numerous wars of succession after his death made the empire weak. The successors were not able to take care of such a vast empire. The feudal lords took advantage of this situation and the empire started disintegrating. The Huns from Central Asia made regular and repeated invasions. The income of the Gupta kings was affected by the decline of foreign trade. After the downfall of Guptas, a number of new dynasties appeared in different parts of India. They included the Vardhanas and the Mokharis in the north and the Chalukya and the Pallavas in the south. Somewhere else in the world. Constantinople was an ancient city in modern-day Turkey that is known as Istanbul. First settled in the 7th century BCE, Constantinople developed into a thriving port because of its prime geographic location between Europe and Asia and its natural harbors. In 330 CE, it became the capital of the Roman Emperor Constantine's new empire called New Rome. Constantinople, a Christian city of immense wealth and splendid architecture, stood as the seat of the Byzantine Empire for the next 1100 years, enduring periods of great fortune and terrible wars until being captured by Mehmed II of the Ottoman Empire in 1453. Shortly after ascending to the Ottoman throne in 1451, Mehmed II started making plans for the capture of Constantinople. with the overwhelming size of his armed forces and additional advantages gained by the use of gunpowder, he succeeded in capturing Constantinople and claiming it to be for Muslim rule on May 29, 1453. Glossary: alliance, union by marriage or treaty. Inscription: a piece of writing on a hard surface such as stone, wood, etc. Scriptures: sacred writing. Ashwamedha Yajna, horse sacrifice, indicating the supremacy of a ruler over other rulers. Astronomy, science of celestial bodies like the sun, the moon, stars, and planets. Recap: it was because of his great military achievements in northern and southern India that Samudragupta was called the Napoleon of India. Samudragupta was succeeded by his illustrious son Chandragupta II. He drove out the Sakas and built up a vast empire. He rightly assumed the title of Vikramaditya. The Gupta is rightly called the golden age of ancient Indian history. There was remarkable peace and prosperity in the land. Many great works in Sanskrit were produced in the Gupta age. Kalidas, the greatest Sanskrit poet, wrote Abhijanana Shakuntalam during this period. Aryabhatta and Brahamihira were great scientists of the Gupta age. After the downfall of the Guptas, the Vardhanas in the north and the Chalukya and Pallavas in the south rose to prominence in the 7th century CE.